Hi everyone. This is Tiffany with School Garden Project. I am hanging out with my potato bin today and just wanted to show you some more about free gardening. So these are potatoes that I saved from seed. A few of them actually I found in an old compost bin of a friend's and brought them home and planted them. I was helping a friend move their compost to another area, and we found a few potatoes that had sprouted, so I took them and put them in my potato bin. So I have a couple of different varieties of potatoes in here, so I'm really excited to see what comes up later. You can see that I planted them kind of deep. What I'm going to do is continue to put more soil on top of these plants as the plants get bigger. And that's because your potatoes grow from beneath the ground, so they're roots, and they grow these tubers on the roots, which are then edible, right, after you cook them. So we want the plants to produce as many of these as possible. The greens on top really don't do too much for you. You can't eat them. In fact, they're actually really bad for you if you do eat them. They're in the nightshade family, just like eggplants and tomatoes. And if you eat the leaves of anything in the nightshade family, it can make your stomach really upset. So we don't want a ton of leaf production on the potatoes. We want a lot of root production on the potatoes. So as these grow up, and as I have more soil, I'm going to add soil to cover up the leaves. I want the leaves to be popping out just a little bit. If you can see here, here's a small plant that's kind of popping up. And I want to be able to see at least that much of the plant. But when they get bigger, I could fill the soil all the way to the top here of my potato bin. And then hopefully get many more potatoes being produced beneath the soil. So a free way to get your potatoes. Here I have a potato that has eyes. This happens quite often, especially on organic potatoes. And a lot of people pick them off, which you do want to do when you go to eat them or cook them. But if you want to grow the potato, the best thing you can do is cut about an inch of the potato off, right? Give it about an inch of meat is what I call it, so an inch of the watery potato piece. And then put that on a windowsill for maybe 2 days. And you'll notice that the part of the potato where you have cut is not so moist and wet anymore. It's kind of hardened over and calloused. When that happens, it's a great time to put it in the ground. So you take that piece of potato that you cut off with eyes and you plant it in the ground with the eyes pointing up. It'll produce roots on the bottom part of the tuber. And then as the potato plant grows, keep covering it with soil and you'll have lots of roots being produced underground. To harvest these guys, when your potato plant starts to flower, you can get what are called new potatoes. These are small potatoes that grow kind of along the surface of the soil, and you can harvest those. They're really tasty, but a little bit later in the summer, the plant will start to kind of die off, and when that happens, you can harvest your potatoes. And the best thing about having this potato bin is that I can pour out the whole thing onto a tarp, and then we can gather all of the potatoes and put the soil back in so that we can use it next time or put it in the compost. But it's a really easy way to keep all of your potatoes in one place. As you can imagine, since they grow and spread by the roots, they can kind of fill in a lot of space. And it's always fun to see a garden where you've harvested potatoes have potatoes forevermore. Like the garden never stops producing potatoes because you can almost never find every single potato. This way in a potato bin, it makes it much easier to harvest. So that's one way to garden for free. Really, you can make your own soil. You can cut a bit off of a potato and pop it in the ground after a few days and grow a whole new batch of potatoes for free. The same is true with garlic. This is this beautiful elephant garlic that I have recently bought. And if I save this, I could plant it and grow it. You can see on the bottom here, there are even roots starting to develop, which is really exciting. So if you have a whole clove of garlic and you save just one piece and plant it in the ground, then this one piece will grow a whole new head of garlic. So always save at least one piece of garlic if you really like the garlic that you're eating, because you can plant more for yourself and have essentially free food. pretty exciting stuff. So I hope that was helpful with planting potatoes and garlic.